What's going on, everybody? It's Q here from RetroQ Gaming, and today we're going to talk a little bit about timed exclusivity. We're not going to talk about it in its usual way that we've mentioned and pretty much beaten to death at this point, but we're going to talk about the upcoming rumors, or rather the rumors of upcoming timed exclusivity when it comes to Sony and the PlayStation 5. Because according to insider rumors from multiple different sources, Sony have a bunch of timed exclusivity PlayStation 5 deals that they haven't even announced or revealed just yet in any way, shape or form. Now, we all know that timed exclusivity is something that Sony is opting for the PlayStation 5. For example, Deathloop is coming to PlayStation 5 and PC at launch, with Xbox Series L later. Ghostwire Tokyo is also coming to PlayStation 5 and PC at launch, and Xbox Series L later. And that new upcoming Square Enix project, which is probably likely Final Fantasy 16, coming to PlayStation 5 and PC at launch, with Xbox later. Now, at the same time, they're not the only ones doing this. I want to also chastise Microsoft for this, because we have the likes of The Medium coming to Xbox Series L and PC at launch, with a PlayStation 5 release later. Next-gen version remasters of Yakuza 7 coming to Xbox Series L first, with a PlayStation 5 launch later. So you can see it's not limited to either platform. Both of them are doing this, both of them have been doing this for years and years and years, so it's nothing new. However, it is something that we all hate, unless you're a hardcore console fanboy, in which case you usually consider it a win for your preferred piece of plastic that your identity is defined by. Now, the fact that Sony may have many of these deals already inked but haven't revealed them in any way, shape or form, well, it gives them much more time to do so. Not just because the console is a few months away from launch and there's probably more they're going to talk about in the meantime. Hell, there's already a rumoured showing for at some point this month in August. But even if these games are 1, 2, 3 years away, they still have plenty of time to do it. Now, I'm not going to harp on for ages and ages about just how bad I hate this practice and timed exclusivity, how most people hate it and how it's a crappy anti-consumer practice. I'm just going to quickly mention why I am completely, finally, 100% fed up with it. So, depending on the game, and depending on if we know it's timed exclusive or for how long and whatnot, a lot of the time I don't mind waiting on games. Borderlands 3, for example, launched on the Epic Games Store and then 6 months later launched on Steam. I opted to get it on Steam and wait for it to get it on Steam. The Quantic Dream games, launched on the Epic Games Store, timed exclusive, I opted to wait to get them on Steam. So a vast majority of the time I don't mind waiting to get it on my proper, preferred platform. But there are exceptions. Most recently, and one of the most notable examples, is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, Sony Money had kept the Final Fantasy VII Remake as a 1-year timed exclusive on the PlayStation 4. Meaning that it wasn't coming to Xbox One, or more importantly, the PC, until April of 2021. And Final Fantasy VII Remake is the literal epitome of games I could not wait out the timed exclusivity period on. And we all know how that turned out. I ended up buying it on PS4, and the game was a technical disaster. Not just because it's 30 frames per second, although that was a big part of it, but it is clear it is not suitable for the hardware, and it is severely gimped, hamstrung and limited 99% of the time. But at least now that I know the complete epitome of this practice burned me, that I will gladly wait out every exclusivity period from now on. Some of the rumoured timed exclusivity deals for PlayStation 5 even include something like a reboot of the Silent Hill series. But I would gladly wait out that timed exclusivity period to get it on PC, where it will run best and look best, and I won't have to worry about any compromises. It's the same with Death Stranding. I happily waited out that exclusivity period, and I got a better game in every way, shape and form because of it, even if I've barely played it. But the big takeaway here is that over the years, myself and everyone else has always asked, how does timed exclusivity factor in for you buying stuff? Be it modes, DLC, pre-order bonuses, little small things, or even full games? Well, thankfully, Final Fantasy VII Remake has answered that.